Welcome to the Just Being Frank Show, the realest sports talk show on YouTube, giving fans a real-life perspective on sports and entertainment.
You knew better, you do better, who do it better? CC for you, CC to me too, yeah, two. Let's get it, Caitlin's coming for you. What's with all the hype? Is it all because she white? Caitlin's coming for you. Nah, she a dog, she can ball like she might. Caitlin's coming for you. Soaring through the sky, it's a Hawkeye legend. Caitlin's coming for you. Now the fever on fire, WNBA jam. Fast break, she on the move. Go hard, win or lose. Dog on the court, but show charm in an interview. Even though they all hating, even though it's all Caitlyn. Sorry, bust your balls, but this year gon' be hard breaking. MVP, bad dad, logo 3-step bags. No look past, catch that. Nike couldn't check that. So check that, hating at the door. We in year 2 with debating if she the GOAT. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Rumble CC like Muhammad Ali. Shake the haters off like John the Liquidator. They games premature, should be ballin' in incubators. Keep putting ink to paper, keep signing for meals. If they try to lock you out, they'll be shining your wheels. Working at a car wash, cause most of them all wash. Claiming they the reason that most of us all watch.
Not just because of one person, it's because of me too.
Caitlin's coming for you. What's with all the hype? Is it all because she white? Caitlin's coming for you. Nah, she a dog, she can ball like she might. Caitlin's coming for you. Soaring through the sky, it's a Hawkeye legend. Caitlin's coming for you. Now the fever on fire, WNBA jam. Look up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Nah, that's Angel Reese dropping turds on the game. Not working on the game, not deserving of the fame. Missing wide open lanes like she played with a broken wing. Seemed hopeless, man, Lisa Leslie couldn't fix it. We scream floopies, bang, that bang getting ridiculous. Tried to poke the bear, but we laughing cause she ticklish. Can't see me no man, CC, shoot it from a distance. Shoot it with persistence, do it so consistently. 6 overall with efficiency. Still receive hate so persistently. Microwave their game, cook their game in an instant. Pinpoint pretty passes, do it with precision. And you can't see the difference, you tripping. Caitlyn is the type that can lift all boats, but poke holes and it's all she wrote. We want all the smoke. Caitlin's coming for you. What's with all the hype? Is it all because she white? Caitlin's coming for you. Nah, she a dog, she can ball like she might. Caitlin's coming for you. Soaring through the sky, it's a Hawkeye legend. Caitlin's coming for you. Now the fever on fire, WNBA jam. Let the good times roll. Good times roll. We let the good times roll. And a young Dio. 4-5 by my side for survival. Niggas getting dope. Watch for 5-0. Get fit to die trying like my name was 5-0. Makes sense, don't it? Better brick on it. Sloppy top me and she ain't had to spit on it. You can find me where everybody crip walking gear, quick to catch a fade. If you get the shit talking, let the good times roll. And a young Dio, 4-5 by my side for survival. Niggas getting dope, watch for 5-0. Get fit to die trying like my name was 5-0. Makes sense, don't it? Better brick on it. Sloppy top me and she ain't had to spit on it. You can find me where everybody crip walking gear, quick to catch a fade. If you get the shit talking, let the good times roll. I remember when gangsters was gentlemen, niggas wearing Pendletons, Dickies and Timberlands, or maybe I was setting trend. Out here on the west, you from the set, then you're next again. White, Asian, Mexican, check your chin. Set your ass up, not checking in. Reprimand, that's just something I wouldn't recommend. Set precedent when chasing said dead presidents. Benjamin Franklin, frankly, my president. Frankie on this shit, I made it off the pod. Went and got rich, made it off the block. Niggas talk shit, squabble up off top. Then back to getting chipped, double up our guap. Fuck the bullshit, it's you real miss. Can you handle business? Relentless approach. When it come to getting the dough, we chasing goals, let the good times roll. We let the good times roll. And a young Dio, 4-5 by my side for survival. Niggas getting dope, watch for 5-0. Get fit to die trying like my name was 5-0. Makes sense, don't it? Better brick on it. Sloppy top me and she ain't had to spit on it. You can find me where everybody quit walking, get quick to catch a fade if you get the shit talking. Let the good times roll. What that west like, something you don't test like. Bullets hit your chest like. Get hit left, right, shit go left so much I can't rest right. Flag on the left side, throwing up the west side. Riding off the Nipsey hustle with plenty hustle. Nitty run that city, no Diddy with plenty muscle. Lord, please forgive me, I've emptied on plenty muscles. Due to the hatred and envy and it's sad cause I really love. But this comes to an end when it's you and me. Killer be killed and I choose me. Always gonna win if I don't lose me. Tied up loose ends so I don't lose sleep. Bad bitch with me rolling loosely. A full wig, body looking like oh wait. Put that cooch on me in the jacuzzi. Background looking like a move. Times roll and a young Dio. 4-5 by my side for survival. Niggas getting dope, watch for 5-0. Get fit to die trying like my name was 5-0. Makes sense, don't it? Better brick on it. Sloppy top me and she ain't had to spit on it. You can find me where everybody crip walking, get quick to catch a fade if you get the shit talk. We let the good times roll. And a young Dio. 4-5 by my side for survival. Niggas getting dope, watch for 5-0. Get fit to die trying like my name was 5-0. Makes sense, don't it? Better brick on it. Sloppy top me and she ain't had to spit on it. You can find me where everybody crip walking, get quick to catch a fade if you get the shit talk. We let the good times roll.
Hold on, shut up now.
Good times roll.
Get top of the morning, afternoon, night, depending on where you at. It's the Pope, your host, to do the most. Welcome to the Just Being Frank show. Yeah, I'm shirtless today. I didn't give a shit. I woke up this morning. I did my morning dues. All praise be to our Almighty God and Savior, Lord Jesus Christ. I got up, got my coffee, got my morning blizzle. I said, I said, I ain't been live in a long time. And I loaded it up. I typed in the title. I said, what time? I said, man, I'm about to go in now because I get busy later. And now it's Caitlin Clark is no longer, Charlie Kirk is no longer, God rest his soul. But we got to dive deep into a lot of different things. Natasha Cloud out here making foul comments on Charlie Kizzle, man. CK, man, she out here tripping. We got to call her to the carpet. So we're going to call her to the carpet. Fever season is coming to an end. Fuck out of here. Get out of here. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Kristen in Texas and her husband. Shout out to y'all. Listen, man, I got to call your husband. See, I've been so busy too lately. Really, real talk. I ain't even got a chance to call your husband. He got some good information for me too. I want to have him on a panel one day. And I dropped the link because, again, we can have a dialogue. However which way you want it. As long as you don't come being disrespectful. A lot of y'all like to be disrespectful. Don't come on my show being disrespectful. Shout out to Terrence Bud Crawford too for putting the ones and twos. Putting the two-piece. And shout out to Canelo too. Solid fighter. Shout out to him too. Terrence Bud Crawford did something that I speak on because he gave Canelo his belts back. I don't know if I ever seen that happen before. And that was pretty interesting. Because if I whoop you for the belt, your belt is my belt. This is my belt. I thought that's what I know you get the money, but I thought that's what we do this for these belts. Very classy by hey, Terrence Bud is my new favorite fighter. The man got shot in the head and drove himself to the hospital. That's some gangster shit. I mean, yeah, when it ain't your time, it ain't your time. That's some golly. That's what that is. That's some golly. Yeah, he got shot in the head. Think just once. I think one of the commentators said twice, but I believe it's only once. Real golly. He drove himself to the hospital like leaking. I'm here. How you pull up? How you pull up in emergency? And you hop out like, yo, you got, it's not funny. Stop laughing. It's not funny. But how you, shout out to Terrence Bud Crawford. That's some you a soldier for real. That nigga done been to war. He went to World War II or something because it's official. That man drove himself to the hospital with a head shot and went to emergency like, I need a doctor. Hey, yo, y'all got a doctor for this? You see this? Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Y'all stop it. All right. Let's get into some of this stuff here. Let's get my shout outs early. Kirk Carlson is first in the building, as usual. Shout out to you, KC. Representing CK. I like it. WB, he one of these idiots in the chat. Sure enough, so Pooch Palace, shout out to you. Carolel Stevens, Jeff Sandy, shout out to you. Again, Kristen in Texas. Godfather Sports. I believe that's, yep. I read that right. Tina, hey. Hey, Tina. Good morning, Pope. I heard she made foul comments, but not heard what she said. Yeah, we're going to bring it up, T. We're going to bring it up. Dan Abel Mason Bazula says they're going to lose tonight, too. They are focused on Kelsey Mitchell too much. She was shooting 9 for 19 from the first game against Dream. Yeah, I won't be watching them, but I'm sure they will lose. I wonder how many hardship players they're going to get to let go if they lose tonight and end their season for good. Tina says, if they lose tonight, at least we won't be in misery anymore. CC22 last season has been brutal to watch. Yeah, it was crazy. Year 2 was insane. Hey, Pope, if SW comes back as head coach next year, what do you think CC is going to do? She needs to do something sports related to keep her brand relevant. That's very true. This is a very true statement. Good. Thank you for this, Jeff. Appreciate that. She do. We shall see. I don't know what to feel about after this season. I really don't have no thoughts, I should say, not feel. I don't really have, because I feel like the WNBA is over after this season. I feel like it'll be no more. So that it have to come back for me to. I don't care about them, that new teams or whatever in Boston and Detroit and Philly. I think they want to get rid of the WNBA. I think the WNBA wants to go away. And Unrivaled is the new women's league. That's just how I feel. I believe that. So I'm like, nah, I don't think so. I don't even know how to put my mind over there because it's closed off to it being another WNBA season. So that's why I'm more anxious to see what happens. I'm ready for us to lose tonight exit interviews happen in a few days after tonight, and we all going our separate ways. And Caitlyn, we going with Caitlyn. Okay? I'm done with all the bullshit. I don't give a damn who think they attached to her. After tonight's game and we lose, I think Caitlyn is going her separate way. Where's she going? That's it. We not knowing. We along for the ride. We along for the ride. And so I'm looking forward to see what takes place after this season and where in her mind, because she's going to want to play basketball. She's not going to even want to wait for the next WNBA season before she get her ass back on the court. We're going to see Caitlin Clark on the court sooner than later. I mean, that's why I'm ready for the season to be over, so we can start giving to her where are we going with Caitlin. Caitlin, where are we going? We going on Unrivaled? We going on Athletic? We going to Cheryl Miller's? Where we going? We going overseas? Where we doing? Where we going? I'm just ready. I'm ready to roll. I'm rolling with CC. You feel me? See, I'm not watching tonight's game. I don't give a shit about tonight's game. Yeah, I think, yeah. Hold on. My fade fading. Is my fade fading? It's growing back already. It just got a cut like a day ago, man. Man, put the hat back on. Put the hat back on. My fade ain't. It's already grown back. 2 days. Let me see. Ain't no brother, motherfucker. No, I didn't do nothing. I didn't make the fade look better. No, fade ain't fading. Fade ain't fading, and the waves ain't waving. Oh Lord, put the hat back on. Put the hat. All right, smooth. We got the hat. So yeah, I'm waiting to see what move we got to make. Right? Tina says, hold on, let me see. Hold on, let's get to Dan. CC can choose to make or break WNBA by staying or leaving. Yeah. Whatever she rolling, whatever she doing, I'm rolling. Jose says, Loki, True Kaden 22 can be past hoops and go in women's LPGA for the time being. She definitely not going to ball and build the OPS Unrivaled league. Why wouldn't she? Why wouldn't she, Jose? Why wouldn't she go and prop up the Unrivaled, the new found WNBA? I'm supposed to be doing it Spanish, Latina, and I'm doing African shit. That was just watching Beauty and the Bester on Netflix. I didn't know Africans speak English in Africa. I know that's so far off. But I was watching Beauty and the Bester on Netflix. I'm a documentary guy. If I watch I don't even like to watch real shit. I don't like the fictitious, made up acting all the time. Here and there, I check out some movies for sure. But I'm a doc guy. I like real life, just enough crazy shit in this world that be happening. That's be like, wow, mind blowing. But neither here nor there. Let's get back to Caitlin. Ken says, that's right, Pope. We Clarkies go where our girl goes. She turns everything to gold. Hence, Caitlin Clark effect. Yes, indeed. Shout out to Trudy. Let's see. Chia Pratt, legit. This song never gets old, Pope. Shout out to you, dog mom. No, it don't. That's what we call classics. Timeless. You can put it on at any time, and you'll enjoy it. We going with C. Poe, why you only one who gets it? I mean, I don't know. I think some other folks get it too. I think some other folks get it. Shout out to Albert Jimenez. Don't believe the hype Unrivaled is on life support due to its only 2 years deal. TNT. Yeah, they on life support. Albert? Yes. They are definitely. Yeah. It's so messed up with them because it's either two things. They on life support, but if they get this one medicine, they waiting on a medicine that can get them out of this and make them rich forever. Imagine that. This is your brink. You either this close to dying, or there's a medicine floating out there that not only will you survive and come out of that situation, that death trap, but if you get this medicine, if that medicine arrives in time to save your life, you can be better than ever. You can go from being on life support to now that medicine is supporting your life. And the medicine is Caitlin Clark for the slows. It's Caitlin Clark. So they get close to their life being saved if that medicine arrives. If the medicine don't ever arrive, it will soon die. We're gonna have to pull the plug. We're gonna have to yank the plug out. That's what they're trying to do to the WNBA right now. The WNBA, they're trying to yank the plug out. Yeah, that's what's happening. All right, man. I'm dropping a link, man, because again, y'all know about more of the fever at this point than I do. I don't watch that shit. I don't watch the shit no more. Once I knew Caitlin was not coming back, it was a wrap. It's been a wrap. I'm not giving them slows, them bums, none of my time. My time is money, fam. So it is what it is. Fever season coming to an end. All right, let's go and try to find this Natasha Cloud situation. I seen it on Black and White Sports. But I didn't really pay attention. I wasn't really paying attention to it, what he was saying. I'm not too much of a fan of Black and White Sports commentary, tell you the truth. That's probably why I wasn't paying attention to it. Like, in good faith, he's smooth, I guess, but I think he's a race baiter, like a Ryan Clark. I think Black and White Sports is a race baiter. Okay, let's put this in. Natasha Cloud. I wonder is Twitter gonna even know who the fuck I'm talking about? Natasha Cloud, Charlie Kirk. Let's see. Hopefully Twitter knows who Natasha Cloud is. WNBA player Natasha Cloud says Charlie Kirk lobbied to be shot in public. Now, see, it was something different. See, hold on. Okay, do I got to go to Natasha Cloud's page? Or she got it on her page? Because I'm not finding it. Hold on. Maybe it's on her page. Or did she? I don't know. Maybe we might go check out Black and White Sports. Fuck it. And go see what he had to say. And we'll break it down like that. Let's go. I got Pete in the building, huh? Pete, what it do?
Yo, what's going on, Pope?
What's popping?
Good
Pete is in
morning
the
to you.
building, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning to you. How you doing, man? All right.
Good. Trying to find this Natasha Cloud comment on Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, that was not very good what she said, man.
Okay.
Definitely not good.
Not good. So, Pete, man, tell me what you think, man. You came up here. If you want to chime in on anything I said already, or if you have something else you want to bring to the forefront, let's do it.
Well, first of all, on the game tonight, I think they take another L. I said on the multiple videos, man, Aaliyah Boston is going to fold like an old rusty beach chair by the 10-year-old, hasn't been used swimming pool. And that's what happened in game one. I think she's going to fold again in game two, man. She's just not a dog. She's not a dog, man. She's not. You know, if she's not running I mean, she had 12 voids, I think it was in the first game. That's good. But I think she's going to fold, man. You cannot depend on her to take over a game. See, when you're a dog, you don't have to be the star of the team, but you do have to be able to take over when the star is out. Okay? And she just can't do that. She cannot do that. The more they struggle, the more Mitchell plays hero ball. It's just rinse and repeat, man. Rinse and repeat, you know? And I think a lot of people are fed up, man. A lot of people are fed up. A lot of people fans are just CC fans, so they don't give a shit about these playoffs. To be honest with you, the best thing that can happen for CC's brand is for them to not win, not even get past round one. Because if they win a title without CC, I don't care what anybody says, that is a major hit to her brand, to her legacy. That is a major hit, and you know I don't want to hit. I mean, it's not going to happen. They're not going to win the title. But if they did, I know what people would say. Without CC, they wouldn't have won that title. Blah blah blah. Nah, she was only there 13 games. I'm sorry, you can't do that. You cannot have that argument. But anyway, that's moot because they're not going to win. That's the best thing that's going to happen. But some people thinking, oh, you know, I hope they lose so that White could get fired. She's not going anywhere. We know that. She's not going anywhere. And as a matter of fact, as I posted today, I think she'll even get some Coach of the Year votes from some of her peers as a solid. They're going to do her a solid. You'll see. She's going to get some votes.
Yep. All right, let me get to the super chat real quick, and then we got Tina Hay in the building. The truth stand, I need this season to end tonight. And I need where was I at? Tonight. And I need it to end with an inglorious end. Oh, I like that word, man. Appreciate it, because I'm an artist. I might use it. Inglorious. Maybe they'll lose so badly that it's caused SW. Why we call it? God, that is Methany White. That sounds cool. SW. We giving her cool names now? We can't give her cool shit. She don't get no cool points. She not cool beans. She don't get no cool names. Her name is Stephanie Metheny Cokehead Coach White. Get it right. To break down and quit. All right, Tina, talk to us. Let the people know how you feeling.
Good morning, Pope. Well, tonight to me is irrelevant. I don't really care if they win or lose. They're not going to get past this series, number one. We don't have enough firepower, and we have the worst coach there is. So my hope for Stephanie White is that I don't think she's on drugs. I think she's one of those people who have like that nervous twitch, and all the pressure is getting to her. And so we see her twitching like she's on dope, but I don't think she's on the dope because she's raising a bunch of kids. But I think, and I hope our biggest prayer is that she can't take the pressure and she bows out, because I don't think they're going to fire her. But I think our best chance is that she quits because she can't take the heat, because she knows the heat's there. I think she does know the heat is on her, because if you saw that there was one interview where Caitlin specifically said, I like to play with the ball in my hand. She has made that known. She was very clear on that. And if you read between the lines on that interview, that lets you know right there, it's not working. It's not working this way Stephanie White is wanting to play her. And I don't think any of us, and I don't think the front office, I think they can see clearly that it's not going to work with her and Cece together next year. Now, I don't believe that there's going to be a lockout or a strike, Pope, because I'll tell you why. The biggest reason. These women have never had an opportunity to have this much money. So they're playing chicken against each other. Okay. And the owners, they've never had the opportunity to have this kind of exposure either. So I think they can see that there's money out there to be made. So I think they're going to, because all of these new teams and all of this, they have the CC effect. And I think they're not going to be willing to let that go right now. And that's the reason I don't think Unrivaled's going to make it, because I think both parties are just playing chicken to see who's going to give in first for this CBA deal.
Nice. Pete, what you got to say to that? How you feel about that? I think Tina just laid down some good points.
Yes, but she's speaking as if WNBA players are rational. They're not rational. Nothing they do, nothing they say is rational. They're willing to burn down the whole league if they can't get the credit. That's the bottom line. So I wouldn't put it in a normal world. I'd say Tina is completely right. But these are women, and this is the WNBA. And nothing they've done this season or last season has shown anybody that they're capable of realizing, you know what? This is our bag. This is our first and our best chance at actually securing a good bag. So let's move accordingly. Not one thing they've done has shown that they understand that and that they're willing to embrace that. That's the bottom.
No, you go ahead. If you're not finished, go ahead.
No, that's what I was going to say. It's just the way they move. It just shows you everything that comes out. Look at Natasha Cloud. I mean, they're more interested in clout than they are in marketing and growing their league. They don't give a shit about growing the league. They don't at all. Okay. Natasha Cloud figured, she's a perfect example right now. She figured, let me jump on this train for some clout. She knew how her comments were going to be received. The reason she made those comments is because she knows that unlike other people who are getting fired from their jobs for their heinous comments about Charlie Kirk, she knows the WNBA isn't going to do shit. Okay, and that's the problem. That's a big part of the problem. Okay, I mean, there's been topics at times on podcasts. If you were commissioner, what's the first thing you would do? First thing I would do, well, at least one of the top 3 first things, implement a very strong, strict code of conduct policy. Until they do that, they're not going to go anywhere, and they're going to lose more and more fans. That's my point of view on it.
Nice. And I'm gonna expound on that. Let me get to the super chat real quick. Ken Cross, a shout out to you, man. Morning, Pete and Poe. Glad to see you doing crossovers with the other podcast. I believe talking to you, Pete. Shout out to Keep the Vision is in the building, Drizzy. Make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I got Tina Hay and PP in the building, y'all. They cooking up too. They having us go back and forth. Monica says he's right. It's a DEI activist league, and that's the WNBA y'all talking about, right? It's the activist league, correct? So let's think about this. I'm gonna play a little devil's advocate, because if I'm Caitlin Clark, and I've seen how this league is now that I'm in it. Yeah, I know I had inspirations and dreams of being in the WNBA and playing in the W. Okay, well, I've done that now. And now that I'm here, I see this as an activist DEI league hatred. It's all kind of wrong. It's just all kinds of wrong. The coaches they giving me, the way the refs is treating, the way I think she's more okay. If I'm Caitlin, I'm more worried about that. The way the refs is playing, calling the games, and the coaches I seem to keep getting want to take the ball out of my hand and do some other shit. This is so weird. Plus, now I see that this league, it's not a serious league professionally. So if I have a new league somewhere here that's already going on and it ain't really started yet, it ain't started till I join the party. That's when the party will start. Whatever league I go to, since I know who I am now, I'm CC. I have an effect on the economy, on people, on everything I touch. I can fucking tell you, hey, don't worry about it, bro. I got it covered. Hey, everybody, hashtag DoorDash. And then DoorDash is like, oh shit, sorry, Caitlin. So if I know I got that power, I know I'll be able to go to Unrivaled and make some different shit happen. Whatever business plan they had, I can maybe even tweak it to being favorable to me. And if they give it equity in a league that I can possibly turn into a fucking $1 billion league, not right off the bat, but maybe in the next 5, 6, 7 years, especially having Hannah Hidalgo and the upper class women that's coming in to the league. If I could change that and we got equity in the league, whether it's 1%, and we become a big deal, and we can get from underneath the DEI activist shit, I'm going that route. That's the smartest route. Fuck the WNBA and they little 7-figure deal. How about I go over here because ain't no telling that if you think about it, ain't no telling, fuck the contracts. Fuck your 2-year, 3-year, 4-year. If I got equity in the league, whether it's 1%, 2%, I believe I would make more money than over in the WNBA. What do you say to that?
Well, Pope, this is the thing about Unrivaled. I think she would possibly, and I say possibly, consider Unrivaled, but only if the W goes away. If the W shuts down and Unrivaled goes to 5-on-5, because she does not want to play 3-on-3. She won't play 3-on-3. So if Unrivaled, went to 5-on-5, and then she could have part of the equity and part of the say on, quality refereeing and stuff like that, she might consider it. But I don't think she's going to consider Unrivaled if the W is still going on. Because right. I think that would hurt her brand. And honestly, if I was her, I would feel like this. She's really too good for Unrivaled.
She too good for the WNBA, Tina.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. I don't disregard that at all. You're correct.
Pete, your thoughts? Appreciate your thoughts too, Tina. Go ahead, Pete. Rock and roll.
Because I don't see her situation changing if she goes to Unrivaled, meaning that I don't see them embracing her anymore. If she goes to Unrivaled, I know you feel they would be complacent because now she would be going along to get along. She's already done that. She's gone woke. She's said what they wanted her to say in interviews, and they kicked her ass even more. You know what I mean? And Unrivaled is a player-owned league, basically. Player-founded league. Let's say that much, because the players, Stewie. Some people out there think Stewie and Fee funded the league. No, they didn't. The investors did. Okay, they put in less than 5%. Stewie and Fee, less than 5% of the startup cost. But anyway, that being said, nothing is going to change because, like I said before, you know what? Unrivaled could grow. Let's say that valuation, that inflated valuation was true. The problem Unrivaled has several problems. But one of them is you bringing over the same toxic players. You have the same toxic players. It would be one thing if it was a new league with new players and you say, okay, there's a different mindset, but they're bringing the same mindset to a league where they have less accountability because you know that they feel like this is player founded, so nobody can tell us shit. Okay, so it's worse. I think it would be worse for CC actually. Okay, I don't think much would change, and I also don't think that they would ever allow CC to be the face of Unrivaled. If they're so resistant to her being the face of the WNBA, you best believe they will never, ever allow her to be the face of Unrivaled. Ever. Ever. That I guarantee you. I stake my life on that. It's never going to happen. So I don't see an upside to her playing in Unrivaled. I really don't. Because they would, for her to join Unrivaled, I think, and have her have the effect that you think she's going to have and that she actually could have, like she had in the WNBA, they would have to expand tremendously before they start their second season. What do I mean by that? In large part, they would have to expand to more than the 3-4 cities they're thinking about. They would have to expand from these 1,000 people, arena they have, this 1,000-person arena, because it's not worth it for her to play in a closet. She's done that when she's gone to Atlanta, when she's gone to Dallas, Minnesota. It's not worth it. So they would have to really change their infrastructure a lot in a short period, in my opinion. Unless she's willing to come on board and say, I'll accept that and we'll see what you can do for the following season. I just don't see it, man. I don't see it, and I don't really see the upside for her. I know you're very big on this idea of her, playing in Unrivaled, but I also don't think, that the W is going anywhere. I just don't. I've said from the beginning, if you're thinking of folding, I don't think you expand by 3 teams because you could actually be sued for fraud and breach of contract by these new owners. Absolutely, you could.
No way they can prove that. No way. That's totally wrong. There's no way you're going to be able to prove that in a court of law that they was colluding with it's no way. No, because if that's what makes it seem like they covering, they crossing their T's, dotting their I's, honestly, with doing that, acting as if, oh man, we're trying to expand. We're trying to keep this league around for them. We're trying to give them 7-figure deal. You can make it look like however you want to make it look like. And again, the billionaires that put that money into them teams, it's all, to me, it's smoke and mirrors, man. That ain't shit. Money ain't, it's play money with billionaires. It's monopoly money. We don't got to understand that. I don't know if we think on the level of how our bank accounts look. These billionaires play with this type of shit. They'll throw that shit at the wall. You understand? So all that bull, no. Okay, so this is where I'm gonna have to, because y'all gotta understand, Caitlin Clark has all the power. So when y'all say it has to be 5, it's gonna be whatever the fuck Caitlin Clark wanted to be. That's what she's not gonna go into a new situation in a new league without what this man Michael just said. I believe that without negotiating part owner / player, just like Fee and them. So all that shit you saying, that I believe for sure she would do that. If you want me, it's going to take not just a contract and me to be a part of having equity. No, if you want me, I need to be part owner with Fee and Bree Turner. What you think? Now, even if Fee and Bree was Stewart, my bad, was against that, no. What do you think the investors going to say? What do you think all the people who actually got the money into it, Ashton Kutcher and Serena, what do you think they're going to say? They're going to say, move aside, Bree and Fee. Caitlin is joining this shit right here. And if she does, bro, you don't think Caitlin going to first address the refereeing? We can't have that same. The refereeing, we had it up. We can't have that here. Got to be addressed. All right, we got to open up this 5,000, 1,500 seater shit we play in. We're going to make more money if we open up the bigger arenas. No problems, Caitlin. Of course, that's correct. Okay. What else? TV deals we need to get from Paramount and CBS is inked. Okay, what else? Everything will go to sugar if she fucking joins. I don't understand how people don't understand that. Nothing goes to sugar if she goes back to the WNBA. It goes back to the same old fucking same. I don't get how people don't understand that. Why we just witnessed the two most craziest years of my life. We're watching sports. I just witnessed the most craziest shit I've ever seen with a superstar in a fucking professional league. And I never seen him. Why would I want her to go back to that?
Well, Pope, you know what? She might, this is another thought. She might not even consider Unrivaled. For all we know, she's rubbing elbows with the biggest of the big people in sports. She may be able to create her own new W League if the W goes away, and she might say to hell with Unrivaled. Let's have a whole new league, 5-on-5 done the right way, played in other cities, and the Mannings, the Patrick Mahomes. I mean, she's got people out there that she is really close to, and those people got to big old pockets, and she may make her own league. It could be nothing to do with Unrivaled.
She wouldn't do that. She would never do that.
I
She would
don't
never.
know how you'd say that. I mean, because
I'll tell you why. She would never do that because I'll give you several reasons. Number one, she has always said, and people have thrown this in my face when I've made arguments regarding Cheesy, that it was her lifelong dream, from her childhood dream rather, to play in the WNBA. If she started a new league, which I would actually like her to do it. I don't think she would do it, and I think she could do it, and I think funding would not be a problem. I agree with that. I don't think she would do it because no matter how many people disagree, Caitlin Clark is woke, and there would be a narrative. Listen to this narrative. There would be a narrative, and I guarantee this. You destroyed a predominantly black league. Okay? Black people can't have nothing nice. Cece came along, she destroyed the WNBA after she claimed to love it. Right or wrong, that narrative would arise. Absolutely. They wouldn't blame Fee and Brianna for destroying. No. It would be more convenient to blame Caitlin, and that's what they would do. That's why I think while she should and she could do that, Tina, I don't think she would. But I do agree the funding is there. I don't think she would have any problem getting funding at all, to be honest with you, or sponsors.
I'm saying if the W shuts down, if that shuts down, that's what I'm saying. There's always that option if the true lockout.
I'm with you. Yeah, if that happens, I'm totally with you. And I do agree. Like I said, I think you're right. She could get funding with no problem at all, and sponsors as well. I think she would even probably make Unrivaled go under.
Absolutely. And she's not going to do anything overseas, that crazy, let me get a team and travel the world. She's not going to do that stuff. That's not her gig. She's a USA girl. She's going to stay here and do it the right way. So you can forget overseas junk.
Shop Smart Reviews just asks, Pope, why do you want CC and Unrivaled? Why not? I just sat here and ranted. Why not? Why would you want her in the WNBA? That's my whole point. I don't give a shit. I'm ready for Caitlin Clark to exit stage left from the WNBA. I don't. Why are we all advocating for, Caitlin, fuck the WNBA. Yeah, they're terrible. The way they treated you from the top down. From your coaching staff, from the commissioner to the players to the coaches that's coaching against you, like Becky Hammond. She just came out and said some shit. The Fever was crying about the playoffs or about the how the playoff format goes. So now they were talking about changing it because the Fever lost. You see, when you got all this going on, why do y'all want her to go back to that when she has an opportunity? She can get out of that bullshit contract and get off that plantation called the WNBA. This shit is pissing me off. It's like, why would we want her to go back there? I want her to try to do something different. I want her to now recognize her star power, recognize who she is as a force. She now recognizes she should that I'm a force to be reckoned with. And if I go to a new league that ain't even really started yet, but they got certain things in place, they got certain resources already set up to where all if I could just come here and get percentage of ownership and have a say in how shit's going to go moving forward, why wouldn't you want her in that position? That's my question to y'all, not to y'all on the panel, because y'all have already answered that. But and to y'all can answer that again, because I don't know. But for me, I don't want to see her back there. I want to see that WNBA go down the fucking toilet like it's supposed to have been before Caitlin Clark even arrived. So now she's here. I don't want to see 15 years of Caitlin Clark playing this bullshit. They fucked her up for her first 2 seasons. They abused her something like we've never seen before. They ignored her from the ESPNs to the Nikes to all of these motherfuckers, and we want to see her back there. I'm smooth. That's where I'm at with it.
No, I hope her agent before the new CBA is agreed upon. I hope somebody steps in, whether it be her agent or her team. You know, she's got a team of public relations and everybody around her says, you know, she's not going to play in this shit league at all if changes aren't made and she's, you know, beat the hell up. You know, she's not going to play in this. You're going to have to fix this before she comes back to this.
What, the WNBA?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they need to do something about that before even when they go into negotiations about, we got to have a better, you know, there's a lot of injuries in this league for the brutality that's played with. The new fans out here, we like freedom of movement and offensive game. And Debbie Antonelli has said it best. That's what people are wanting. They don't want this, you know, play, this defensive brutality, physicality. It's not appealing. And maybe the powers that be can see that and something can be done about that, because we don't know. That could be a statement behind the fact. I do believe Caitlin is too hurt to have returned. That growing injury was not going to be healed in time enough for her to get back and play the game that she wanted to play. But it also could have helped in the fact that, look what happens to your league. All this drops the attention it gets when Caitlin's not playing. Let's fix this so that we're not faced with the same thing a year from now.
Yeah. Tracy Nelson says Unrivaled girls are going to try to take it to her and hurt her. Unrivaled girls. That's the WNBA girls that you're talking about. Tracy, come on, it's not new. It's not. Listen, and then another person just said, you really think they aren't going to abuse anywhere she goes? Women don't know how to share. Listen, man, it's all about the refereeing. You can hate on her all you want to. You could be catty about it and mad about it and tweet shit all you want to. If you foul her and they call a foul, you're going to stop fouling her. If you grab her, as soon as you run up to her and you try to grab her and hip check her, they say, bah, and you do it again. Bah. Now you got 2. Fucker, you about to be on the side. You about to be on the bench.
Yeah.
So that gives them the, okay, we can't play her like that no more. Are you going to be sitting down? So it ain't about them having, they was tearing Jordan ass up when he got to, that man came to the rack. They was clotheslining people in his days and age, and that was fine until Jordan got there and they seen it doing to him, and he got hurt his second season, was out for the whole season. And they said, you know what? That shit can't happen no more. See, it didn't take nobody. It didn't take no YouTube channels. They didn't have that back. It didn't take people, hey, man, y'all need to switch the route. No, they was business savvy and smart enough to know we have a phenom here who's even more important than Magic and Bird. And so, yeah, all that clotheslining people and hand checking and grabbing, knock it off. It's over with. So unless the league is going to do that, which I don't think they do, what they say? Oh, the physicality. We love the physicality at the WNBA. Oh, it's one of the most physical sports.
True.
I don't want her to play there no more. Go ahead, Pete.
You make a good point, but you know what? In theory, you're absolutely right. But they have to do that. If they don't do that, then it's business as usual. It's the same old status quo. Okay, meet the new boss, same as the old boss. That I agree with you is the biggest thing that has to change, because that is one of the top 2 ways you're going to grow your league. Forget about marketing and everything. Even before that, you've got to clean house. And like you said, you've got to eliminate that butcher ball, because it's not even basketball. Okay, it's not basketball. It's not. Okay, and it's just disgusting to watch. You know what I mean? It's just, it's not even because, hey, we don't want to see women getting down like that. It's not even that so much. Before, that's part of it. But before you even get to that aspect, okay? Because if we want to see women really going at it, we'll watch females in the UFC. We want to watch good, clean basketball. It can be physical, but this ain't physical. We all know that. This is prison ball. So yes, I think that's probably the biggest thing you have to change if you want to grow your league, because that's what turns people off. Okay, bottom line. Now I wanted to ask you a question. Fee, as I said before, Fee and Stewie didn't invest anything in the startup of Unrivaled, but they were given equity. How much equity do you think they give to Caitlin Clark? First of all, if you're Caitlin Clark, do you ask, if you're seriously thinking of joining Unrivaled, do you ask for more equity than Fee and Stewie? And how do you think that's going to go over?
What? It don't matter. Fee and Stewie, again, they're puppets. They don't have no fucking say for real. We have to know that. Everybody they're broke. They are broke girls. Fee and Bree Stu, now they got more money than us. But as far as when it comes to having billionaire type status, they are so broke. Rich millionaire, they are broke. They don't have enough money to put together to start no league. So they're not running shit. We know that. So Caitlin Clark, again, she has all action at being able to negotiate her way into having a say. Having as much a say as they do or more say. Because again, if I'm an investor and I know our whole league is hinged on whether she joins it or not, then yeah, if I'm going to give Fee and Bree Stu some kind of a say or some kind of a acting like they're running this show, and Caitlin Clark is, again, I believe they only came with this all for Caitlin Clark. It would make no sense to come to new women's league that's been failing for 30 years, and you got the same old same. I just can't see that. And people, what if they hurt her and Unrivaled? And man, Caitlin Clark is a dog. She ain't, man. They better be scared of Caitlin Clark. They only get away with cheap shotting her. Caitlin Clark be taking them girls to the hole, bumping them right off of her. She be abusing them. She ain't worried about them. The only way they can play her is playing her dirty, poking her in the eye, shit like that. Other than that, she fucks Dejanay Carrington every time she plays her. She puts her ass in the basket, makes her look stupid. She make all of them look stupid. They tried their best to shut her down in her first season with blitzing, with double teaming, face guarding, all of that. People was forgetting to shoot a second free throw, so worried about guarding Caitlin Clark. And she smacked them. She not worried about, so that ain't the problem. The problem is they got to call it so we can see Caitlin Clark play her style of basketball. The problem is her being in the WNBA and they telling her, they trying to slow her down. We haven't even got to see Cece look like Cece this last season. The first few games, we had a few games, but as she's telling us, Coach don't want me to make that pass down the court. She want me to double think that. Coach don't want me to take that shot right here. She wants me to think about the times and situations of the game to take that shot. Coach want me to sit over here and watch so I can learn. I might learn more by watching what she wants me to do. And had Caitlin Clark looking to the point where she looked abysmal her last 3-4 games when she went on that 3-4 game crazy. She just didn't look herself. It wasn't even about a shooting slump. She didn't look herself at all. She looked like she was miserable. She was confused. She was pissed off about the entire situation. So if Caitlin Clark can go and ink a new deal somewhere else and fix all of the things that we complaining about, because of course I don't want her to go join the new league and go through the same old same. So if she can go, my whole thing is predicated on her being able to move her weight around, which is a lot of weight, and say, this is what I want, and you got me.
Yeah, I mean, if she can write her own ticket, whether it be the W for changes there or Unrivaled, she at this point should be able to write her own ticket. And I think, to be honest with you, I think all of the owners, the league itself has seen how viewership and everything has gone down so drastically with her out. They may have to come to a realization that, you know, we do have to make this change. If we want this league to be something, it's not going to be something if Caitlin's not playing. So we've got to fix this problem that's keeping her, you know, she's getting the hell beat out of her. So in order for her to play, you know, we've got to fix this. So whether it be in the W or Unrivaled, I just have to believe that these people are not going to just let the money go by the wayside without fixing the problem that's really causing her to be out of the game.
They haven't shown so far that they're willing to fix anything.
Okay, you know, a commentator described the way she has to play. If you see a car wreck, if you're in a car and you see a wreck coming towards you, you know, your body is tensed up because you see it's about to happen. Whereas somebody that doesn't see a wreck coming and gets hit, they're likely not to have as bad of injury. Literally, Caitlin is playing ball like she can see a wreck coming the whole time. Her body has to play in this tensed up motion the whole time because that's how she's being played. That's not true basketball. So that right there has to change.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, T.
Otherwise, we won't have a league because honestly, I think that people can see, like, none of us give a shit to watch the, you know, game tonight. Okay. We don't care who the hell wins the whole tournament. And I could have bitch slapped when I seen, they just need to get a series of video together of all the abuse that was done to her and send it in. Let's show you. When I seen the person with their fingernails clawed into her arm, like literally blood was going to come out, I'm like, what the fuck? Do y'all think this, you can allow somebody to do this and not call this? That is sickening to watch. So people aren't going to watch. So they're going to get, you know, they're going to shut down because they were close to shutting down before Caitlin Clark came around.
But that's the thing, though. Again, they haven't shown any willingness to change anything. And when it comes down to it, as insane and outrageous, because you're talking about Cece and you know the potential. I mean, Cece has shown the impact that she can have just by the impact she has had, but they don't care about that because Number one, again, they wanted the clout that she brings. They just didn't want it in that package. Number one. Number two, they're perfectly content, as insane as it sounds, they're perfectly content. If Cece walked away tomorrow, let's say the WNBA continued, but Cece said, you know what, I'm leaving the WNBA, regardless of where she went, what she did, I'm leaving the WNBA. They would rejoice. They would celebrate because for them, it's more important to continue their clique and their activism than it is to actually be a professional league. This is why they complain about fans cheering. I mean, this is insane. Insane. They complain about fans cheering. They don't want fans cheering. They complain about fans booing. Okay? I mean, oh, these fans are mean. They booed us. Man, and these people want a team in Philadelphia, in Boston, they would become suicidal. They
Well,
don't know about Philly fans and Boston fans. Please never take them to a soccer game. Hell no. They'll
well,
hang it up.
I do
Go
see
ahead.
what you're saying there, Pete, and I absolutely can clearly see that. But what's going to happen then? Because I think CC is to the point, and her family that's surrounding her, and it would be bad for those of us who love watching her play. I think if no change is made, whether it be in Unrivaled or the W, I don't think she's going to stay in the league where she's going to be. I don't think she's going to play basketball then, because I think she will just be like, fuck this shit. I'm going to play golf.
Yeah.
I'm going to be with people that are,
Civilized.
Civilized people. I can make a lot of money. I can do,
Exactly.
she can do anything really she wants to do. If something doesn't change, she won't stay in this. And that'll be sad for us that love watching her play. But if changes aren't made, she's just not going to,
Tina,
I don't think.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you're right. That's what's fucked up. Right now, you know what she's like? She's like a master bricklayer who has moved to a village where it's forbidden to have any home that is not made of straw. Okay? She's like a basketball player without a fucking home now. Because you're right. If nothing changes, she's got a hard decision to make, Tina, because, it's like you said, when you said, it's tense for her when she plays. Absolutely. Because they're not just trying to injure her. They're trying to end her career, because when you eye gouge somebody, yeah, you're trying to end their career. I don't care what anybody says. You are trying to end her career, okay? And the scratching that you mentioned, that was J.C. Sheldon. And look at somebody like Dejanay who raked somebody's face. Shepherd from the Lynx, she raked her face. I mean, she smacked her and just raked her, tried to gouge her whole face. And you don't get fouls called. And if you do, it's not even a flagrant. I mean, this is too much because, again, we go back to the same thing. It's not just physical. This is assault. It really is. It sounds like an exaggeration, but it's not. This is assault.
I agree. It is assault.
And it's fucked up what you said, that if it would be fucked up if she had to make that decision, I've got to abandon my childhood dream because I can't find civilized people to play with who just want to play basketball. That would be really fucked up. But that's the reality of this. I'm sorry. I interrupted. Sorry about that.
No. Good. Yeah, I like dialogue. I like the back and forth. Y'all. See, in me, I believe she loves basketball too much to not play. She gonna play basketball, whether it be somewhere. That's what I mean. So me, that's what I just keep saying. I'd rather see her try to do something different than what we already know. It's like that's insanity to keep doing something you already know don't work. Like you keep trying. Right. What do we keep doing? What? We got 2 years of witnessing them not trying. Because if you wanted to change, you seen how she got abused last year and got away from not being injured. She ended up playing every single game. And so if you was going to change anything, it would have been from year 2. You would have seen them make that rule. Just like, again, same thing they did with Jordan. When they seen Jordan went out, he was hurt. Oh yeah, it's a wrap. But we'll see. I don't know. I don't know about the. It's just something been telling me. Again, when I first heard Unrivaled got announced, something in my spirit said, "Hey, bro, WNBA is about to be done with," and I believe it. When I watch everything play out, how the WNBA don't give a shit about their own league, like they don't care for this league. They never did because it's not profitable. It hasn't been profitable. They've been known that, so they have never given a shit about this league, and they're not about to start.
They've never had to be accountable, Pope.
No,
yeah, they've never had to be accountable.
Yeah, but they know accountability when your league sucks. When the players suck, I don't gotta. At least when it first started, it was okay. When they had the Houston comments and Lisa Leslie on the Sparks, and when it first started. First 1-2 seasons, it was all right, and they ran it. They had commercials. We got next. They was promoting their ads. Is what I'm saying on the business side. They was promoting. They was playing in the NBA arenas and all of that. They started out playing in the NBA arenas, but what they noticed is, damn, we got a lot of empty seats around this mama. What they noticed is they was putting them on TV. What they noticed is, damn, ain't nobody watching this shit. And so when they said, well, damn, we just lost how much? And what we need next year to keep going? 10 million. All right, give it to them. So what I'm saying is, it's like, oh, yeah, we're not making no money. We're not making no money in this league with these women, with this talent. And that's for 30 years. Tina's device disconnected, but she might be back in a second. It says device not connected. Okay,
I'm here. I'm sorry. I hit the button.
No, that's all good. So I'm just looking at it like, hey, 30 years, no profit whatsoever. We just been losing. Now we got one player, and we're supposed to make it. Now we're supposed to treat this like a real business now because of one player. No, we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. For what? That's what I'm seeing them. That's how I'm thinking they looking at it. Like, now we got to give everybody raises. Now we got to start doing this and doing that. And it's all one player. It's all predicated on one player, literally. And that's just not a good business model neither. That's not good. How you going to, wow, I can't run my company off of one good burger and the rest of my burgers are shit. I can't run a hamburger stand with one solid burger and everybody. And I just got these other shits sitting over here, these chicken sandwiches. Ain't nobody want these chicken sandwiches.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be that way, Pope. Let's be clear. It didn't have to be that way. Okay, it didn't have to be just one burger. Okay, it didn't have to be just one player. But when you have an influx of millions of new fans and you tell them, "Fuck off, you not like us. We don't need you. We don't want you." Then you're telling them, okay, cool. You don't like us. You make them not like you. I mean, that's natural. You understand it. Tina understands it. I understand it. Everybody understands it. Even WNBA players understand it. The problem is they don't give a shit. That's what I mean when I say the way they move has never shown, even whether it's pre-CC or post-CC, they've never shown that they really want to grow the league. If they, all this shit they talk about showing respect to the legacy players, the old players, the Lisa Leslies, the Cynthia Coopers, the Rebecca Lobos, the Sue Birds, if they really wanted to show them respect, they would move differently and say, you know what? Let's catapult into the stratosphere what they started. Let's move right. Let's move appropriately. Instead, they're hell-bent on burning the shit down if they can't have their way. And it's just petulant. It's petty, it's petulant, it's childish.
Yeah. But it is what it is. Shout out to everybody that's in the building again. Shout out to Pete and Tina for holding down with me and cooking up good batches of conversation. And I'm enjoying it. We about to transfer over, still standing in the WNBA, one of these type of players that we're talking about that's just activists and doing too much all the time. Natasha Cloud, she even had a problem, went from best friends with Sophie Cunningham to and to now she was one of her enemies, I believe, because Sophie Cunningham is a Trump supporter, and I believe wasn't that Natasha out, if I'm not mistaken, who had a problem?
Natasha Cloud, yep.
It was Natasha Cloud. She had a problem with Sophie Cunningham, Sophie the Trophy, being a Trump supporter, and all because of the reasons of her being part of the LGBTQ. Damn, did I say all the letters right? God, that's a lot of letters. Half the fucking alphabets.
I just say the alphabet club.
My goodness, Clay, you got him there. A B C D 1 2 3 around this one. Okay, let me relax. Okay, so you're Natasha Cloud, head in the clouds. We're gonna listen to a little bit of Black and White Sports. What's this dude name? Anybody know his name? His actual name?
Not his actual name, but he's called Matrix online.
Matrix. Okay. All right. We're gonna listen. See what we got going on.
Let's take a look at this, because Kathy Engelbert and the New York Liberty and the league, they are going to have to address this. It's not going to go away. All these people that are losing their jobs, well, you've got an employee that has lost their minds online over Charlie Kirk. Let's start with Robbie Starbuck.
Rest in peace, Charlie.
At WNBA, at New York Liberty player Natasha Cloud says Charlie Kirk, quote, lobbied to be shot in public. She literally come out and said he lobbied to be shot. And she's lying about his killer being a Republican. She even posted a fake photo of the killer in a Trump shirt, despite the Guardian confirming he was a leftist.
Wow.
At WNBA, you must take action. Natasha Cloud. Now, I'm going to tell you why Natasha Cloud's in a bind. This guy right here is the guy that has gone after many different corporations and their DEI and their woke policies, and they have changed their policies after Robbie Starbuck came a-calling. This is not going to end well for Natasha Cloud. This is a guy that's not going to back off, and they're in trouble. So this was a post from earlier that's, I guess, now been removed, and we'll take a look at some.
Yeah, let's hurry up and do it. Are you upset that Charlie Kirk was executed for the world to see just because he had different views and opinions or that the dumb WNBA PA leaders, one being your teammate Stewart, wants to pay former players just because they played years ago and somehow they deserve money? Oh shit, he cooked up a nice batch of dope with that one. Natasha Cloud responds, he lobbied to be shot in public. He literally called for public executions. You give lonely man epidemic. All right, what do we got to say about this? Tina, ladies first. On the subject matter situation, Natasha Cloud, was she foul, out of bounds? And what do you think the WNBA should do about it?
Well, we talked about earlier a code of conduct, and that's where the problem lies. They should have had this handled a long time ago, and players wouldn't even be considering saying shit like this. I mean, we've had a problem with the code of conduct for us that are kind of new watching the W because of Caitlin. Didn't know all this was going on, but obviously they make political statements that we don't know about. That's, been going on for a long time. So this is like normal, I guess, for them. But I mean, this should not, the W has a problem because obviously Natasha Cloud said this because this is how they're allowed to act and get away with. And whether you're a conservative or a Democrat or whatever, that really doesn't matter. That statement is just disgusting. There's a man dead with 2 little children. So, there's a problem if the W is not going to call her out on it. And I guess they're not.
Well, Pete, speak on how you feel.
I agree. Listen, the truth is this goes beyond politics. Okay, this is something from the political realm, but this is Natasha Cloud is she's like Dejanay, she's very anti-white. Okay, and the problem is that sports leagues are enabling an anti-white atmosphere and anti-white rhetoric. Why do I say that? Because it happens also in the NBA. There was a case, I hope I get her name right, where a white police officer, this was a few years ago, a white police officer shot a black teenage girl. I think her name was Michaela Bryant. He shot her dead because he arrived at a scene. She had a knife in her hand. She was going to stab and kill. She would have killed another black girl. I think it was a black woman. So he obviously had to draw his weapon and discharge. LeBron James doxed this police officer and called him racist and everything, and he didn't even know the facts of the case, okay? And he started spewing anti-white rhetoric. This is the same thing we're seeing here with Natasha Cloud, and it's not the first time, okay? And she's not the only one. Dejanay has done it multiple times. Whether it's anti-white or whether, even if it were anti-Asian, the point is, they don't punish this. We go back to the code of conduct policy. They don't punish this. And so people like Natasha, they feel free to just spew whatever they want because they know there's no punishment. If you see very little punishment in the NBA, it's non-existent in the WNBA. Okay, I mean, again, we return to the same point. They've been running amok for almost 30 years, like children unchecked. Okay, and I mean, you're gonna get this, and she's not gonna be the last one. It's not gonna be the last thing she says. Me personally, at minimum, she should be suspended. I don't think they'll ban her because they don't do that. Okay, I don't even think she'll be suspended, but at minimum, she should be. Will she be? No, I don't think so. Not at all. And that's another reason why the WNBA is a joke. Okay, it's one thing if you comment on something and you are well informed, but it's another thing when you don't even know what the hell you're talking about. It just becomes more, and you post something like this, it just becomes more and more clear that you're coming from a place not only of bad faith, but also of hatred. Ignorance also, of course, but hatred. Yeah. By the way, somebody corrected me in the chat. His name is Rose. Sorry, I got them confused. Matrix is the black guy who's his partner. But yeah, that's what I have to say about Natasha Cloud. And yes, this is very wrong.
Very wrong. And again, it's a league that won't do nothing about it. Won't do nothing about it. And this is what I'm saying. I don't want Caitlin Clark involved with this league. Now, if it happened Unrivaled, would it get checked? I think Caitlin Clark would check. If she was part of percentage founder with Bree, I think Caitlin Clark, yeah, you suspended, fool. What are you doing around here? You have people to suspend her. At least she called a shot. Caitlin Clark not the one to suspend you. But yeah, whoever, yeah, who is it? Nefessa's husband? Nefessa husband. You give her the boot. Give her the boot. But it's not going to happen. Charlie Kirk, I didn't know about this man until he passed.
You think this type of stuff would be checked and Unrivaled? I have to disagree, and I'll tell you why. Brianna Stewart.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me cook up, and we off Unrivaled. We off Unrivaled for real. I'm just saying, Caitlin Clark, if she inked her a deal to where she part ownership, yeah, she'd be able to. Yeah, you can't do that here. We don't do that here. But when I came across Charlie Kirk, and wasn't until he passed, unfortunately. And the video of him getting shot was wow. And I remember telling my daughter why she can't be on the internet and things like that because it's too much live killings that you can witness, and that's just not good for nobody to see, honestly. And then next thing you know, Charlie Kirk gets shot. And I'm looking and I'm showing my daughter, this is why I don't want you. And she jumped when she seen the shit. And I'm like, right, see, this is crazy. This is all over Facebook. This is all over everywhere. Yeah. For kids to see. But I started looking at the messages and at the comments. That's what you get. You racist. What you got? I said, well, he was a racist. He was all that. Let me go check him out. Let me go see what type of time he was on. And when I went and checked it out, the man was a genius. I said, wow, he's a God-given gift to us, especially to me. He be saying the type of shit I be saying. But since he's white and he's saying it, this is something I've been saying too. When white people call out what's the problems in the black community, they're racist. When black people call out what's the problem in the black community, they coons. You can't win for losing. Nobody want to listen to logic. Nobody want to listen to common sense. Nobody want to listen to God. And so when I heard Charlie Kirk, not only is he trying to give people a better understanding of what's going on in the world today, especially in the black community, and how you can fix it, he was also leading with God. And that's what I respect that for the more. I don't care whether Trump supporter or this, that he leading with God. But see, if you can't be a Kamala Harris supporter or something like that and you believe in God, when it comes to sex changes and LGBTQ and all, there's no way you can do that. So I just want to say, man, Charlie Kirk, for all these people now all of a sudden out the woodworks to call them racist, to call them sexist, to call them fascist, to call them all of this type of shit. Like, there's no way y'all could have watched the man, because I watched 1, 2, 3 videos of his debates and could tell what type of time. And then when I watch people who I've been following, who've been following him for years, they have nothing but good things to say about the man. That he's been on this same type of time for years. So yeah, our country, man, we come into some crazy shit when it comes to these racial topics. But go ahead. Anybody want to go ahead and expound?
You're right. You know, I watch him a lot. I watch pundits from the left and the right. Okay. Kirk is far from a racist, far from a misogynist, far from a homophobe. It's just that, you know, nowadays, when you listen, Plato said, no one is hated more than he who speaks the truth. Okay. And nowadays, you know, somebody disagrees with you, automatically they ascribe a label to you. You know, and I mean, I know it personally. It's been done to me a lot, you know. I'm no victim. I'm very outspoken. I can be abrasive, but I try to keep it authentic and real. And I understand what that comes with. I understand that you're going to get pushback because truth is not something that a lot of people like. Okay? And, you know, Charlie Kirk spoke a lot of truth. He spoke a lot, not only truth, but also a lot of uncomfortable truths, okay, which a lot of people don't want to hear. You see, we cannot say we want to have honest and deep conversations and meaningful conversations and then be sidestepping, tap dancing, and avoiding truth, or be afraid to speak truth. You get nowhere. You're wasting time. I don't like to waste time. If we're going to speak, let's speak honestly. If not, I got better things to do. You know, and he spoke truth, and a lot of people hated that.
Beautiful. I'm glad you just said that. Charlie Kirk tells students the truth about black culture he's never heard before. Let's dive into this real quick, and then we're going to talk about it just a little bit, and then we're going to get on up out of here. Let's see. It's a 10-minute video. We probably a pause here and there. If y'all want to chime in on something, just let me know. I'll pause.
Hey, Pope, I'm going to have to head out to work. So I got to bow out, but I enjoyed it, and I'll be back the next go around.
Thank you, Tina. Hey, much love, much appreciation.
Have a
you
good
have
day,
a good
Tina.
day at work. God bless.
All right. You too, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, let's take a deep dive. Shout out to Tina.
When slavery ended, actually, black people were just forced wherever, right? So they had nowhere to go. And then there was laws put in place to put them into prison. And after,
It's okay. No. What's your name? Guys, what's your name?
Jackson.
It takes a lot of courage to come up here.
Yeah, no,
Let's just take a deep breath. Okay, I'm not here to pick on you.
No,
and I appreciate it. No, it's okay. I know this can be very intimidating getting a crowd like this. So just take a deep breath. Let me make your argument. I'm going to make your.
See how smooth that was too. I got a. See, he saved the man from looking like a fucking ass. He saved the man. He said, "Look, you up here trying to go. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about." But that's okay. Because listen, don't everybody go crowd. Don't get on him. Don't do it. Don't do it. He nervous. It's okay. Got you. You're trying to say this. I got you. Let me help you. He the GOAT, man. You gotta love this guy. How could you hate him? This is crazy.
Argument for you, and I'm going to tell you why I think it's wrong. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. So the argument that is being made that you want to make is that there's legacies of injustice.
Yes.
And that those legacies impact one generation after the other. And when those things get handed down, you have what is a system or a systemic issue that isn't just isolated in 2024. So the argument that you're making is that what happened in 1954 does impact 2024 of decade after decade after decade. Let me tell you my response to that. Of course, there is some truth to that. However, every culture, every person in this audience can point to issues that families or generations prior had that were able to overcome. So the question is, why is it that Black America is one of the only populations, that and Native American populations, that have not been able to overcome such evil, horrors, and injustices? Here's my perspective, and I want to hear what you have to say, is that the number one way to keep people out of poverty, lower the crime rate, and have a better society is whether or not you have a mom and a dad around, which we agree that's an ideal. Yeah? Cool. Yeah. So what happened in 1964 is that 25% of Black youth were raised by a single mom.
If you want to build an app and have no idea how to code or where.
Raised by single mama.
Today, it's nearly 75%, about 70%. So that means that 1 in 4 Black kids will have a father around. Only 1 in 4. That's the number one issue happening in the country, and it's not because of systemic racism. I'd like to hear what you have to say about that.
Okay. So I think I misjudged you at first. Like when you brought up the 1350 stat, I had just assumed that it was inherently eugenics based, kind of, So, and that's.
Shout out to the young man for admitting he misjudged him. Some people don't admit when they was wrong.
Where Mike came from, I think we are on the same page that we know what the problem is, and that's what I mean.
Thank you for saying that, because I think we actually have a lot more in common in this country than the media would ever believe.
Definitely,
right?
Right. And what my point was, I was trying to say is, I don't think that we're doing enough to help these Black communities catch up, whereas they're underfunded and they're not, and they're over policed, and there's just these factors that are contributing to, like you said, these single parent households.
Yeah, so we're not going to agree on this. This is where we'll disagree, and that's okay. I have more of a view of Thomas Sowell on this, where he believes it's far more about culture, values, and worldview than stuff and over policing. I believe there's not enough police in Black neighborhoods. You're going to disagree with that. Let's not even get into it, okay? But I think we can ask a question, and I want your opinion. Why is it that the single motherhood rate in Black America went from 25% to 75% over 50 years, where America did become less racist?
What, why did it?
Yeah, so what caused Black America to go from one of the strongest nuclear family communities in the country to now the weakest by far?
Because, man, them Black bitches started getting greedy with the government, giving them assistance and their baby daddy underneath the bus and giving him up. Now he getting child support that knowing their daddy is a drug dealer. And at the time, too, when you get placed on child support at the time, especially in the 60s, 70s and shit like that, it was hard for a Black man to get a good job, for sure, at that time. For sure. So they knew how to keep a nigga down at that time. but that ain't happening no more, right? But so I think a lot of it has to do with that too. The black women that wanted that independence, and we can make money off the government, and we can take care of the kids off the government as long as we keep the dad out of the household, and that's fine. And the bullshit, baby mama drama, keep a nigga baby, that's what we call it. Yo, keep a nigga baby ass bitch, where you just had my baby to try to lock me in with you for the rest of your shit. And since that didn't work out, now you want to take my child and play these fucking games with me and the child and all of that. And all the while, you raising them like a little YN. Ish.
I can't answer your question.
No, that's okay. No, that's great. And is again, it's hard to get
answer it. Charlie, I got you, Charlie. I tell the truth, Charlie.
Up and have these conversations. Here's my opinion. My opinion is that yes, there was some social welfare that subsidized single motherhood, which means it's easier to get cash from the government if you say you are.
Charlie, you fuck with me. Come on, Charlie. Let's go. You should have been my nigga, bro.
Single than if you are married. I think we can agree that's stupid. That shouldn't happen, right?
Yeah.
But I would love your perspective on this. Do you think in Black culture, getting married and staying with one woman for your entire life is elevated and celebrated?
No, not at all.
I think that's the problem.
I think the problem.
How do people get racist from this, Pete? How do people get racism from here? He hate black people when he's speaking to this man so smooth and patience and helping them. Pete, what you think about how do you feel racist? Anything when you watch and listen to Charlie Kirk?
No, but I can tell you. Can you hear me well? Because I'm buffering on my side. Can you hear me well?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't see racism, but I can tell you why some people do. Okay, it's because for decades, particularly in the last 10, 15 years, more than ever, I think, and this is something a lot of people are not going to want to hear. But what else is new with me, right? The left has propagated a culture, an atmosphere where, they've really ramped up the propaganda to make Black people in particular, okay, not just minorities, or marginalized groups, but particularly, if we talk about Black people, make them feel more and more like victims, okay? So, that has become the go-to for a lot of Black people. It's automatic. You understand? Like, why this? Well, because of systemic racism. What is systemic racism? I don't know, but I heard it on CNN. So it must be true. You understand? That is why, like, if you say, okay, let's talk about Black on Black crime. Oh, you're a fucking racist. That's just racist. You get the same thing with a lot of women a lot of the time. Oh, you're a misogynist. The moment you point out a flaw or you ask questions. So this whole mindset, and regardless of what your political affiliation might be, by the way, I have none, so I have no dog in the game, but regardless of what your affiliation is, it is undeniable at this point that this is a leftist machine, okay? It is a leftist machine. And listen, this is deeper than a lot of people want to think, Pope, because how do you destroy a society? There are forces that are outside of the U.S. that are working hard to destroy the U.S., and people don't even realize it. How do you destroy a society? Well, you start by destroying the nuclear family. Okay, that brings fertility down. That brings, marriages down. It increases divorces. What else do you do? Oh, okay, you know what? Let's introduce this trans thing. Let's start teaching children in school. Hey, Bobby, it's okay if you feel like a girl sometimes. You want to wear a dress? It's okay. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, you start creating gender dysphoria. Okay, you bash Christianity. You move people away from God. And I'm not a religious person, but this is what's happening. And you can see it all over. Okay, you can see it all over. Where Charlie Kirk is concerned, you get a lot of if people should really watch his videos, especially the videos with black youth, because you can see the brainwashing. You can see it, you know, and not just with the black youth, with youth in general. This is not a black thing. This is a
no. With
thing.
the black youth, with the black, no, we sticking to the script. We sticking to the script with the black youth, just like the confusion of this young dude right here. And I don't want us to go too far because I want to keep going, and we're gonna get more back into it, especially when the video is over. So
you see the confusion, right? With the more and more videos you watch, you see the talking point. And one last thing I'll say, Pope, one thing you will always see, which is a common theme, these kids don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They want to stand for something, but they don't even know why they're outraged. They don't, you know, but they're being brainwashed to be victims, to wake up every day looking for a new reason to be a victim, something new, somebody new to be mad at and lash out at.
Yeah.
From a lack of education. I think these communities don't have, I don't think a lot of them have the proper education or learning from previous to.
You see how he like searching? He like, what do we need? Education. Yeah. That's
because he's repeating talking points, but he doesn't know how to defend them.
Right. That if we funded more education in these systems, then these men wouldn't be so focused on stuff like gang violence to get protection or money or
you have a great
stuff like that, and then end up in prison and then end up with their child having a single mother.
Fair enough. So
sorry, I didn't.
No, it's great. So there's a lot of examples that there's some merit to your argument, but it's more about the quality of education than the amount of money we spend on it.
Yeah.
Such as, that's why I'm a big proponent of school choice and educational vouchers and opposing the teacher unions. But the core is this, is that the number one predictor for a kid of any skin color, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, is whether or not dad is around.
Right.
And I look as an outsider, albeit, at current black culture, right? From the athletes to the rap music to the music, I don't see the nuclear family elevated, nor is it an internal black cultural expectation. Now, I will ask some of the white individuals here in this audience, okay? If you guys
hold on. Let me hear that one more time. Let me hear that. That might have went over a lot of people's head like a carry-on. Listen to that one more time.
To the rap music, to the music, I don't see this, is that the number one predictor for a kid of any skin color, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, is whether or not dad is around.
Right.
And I look as an outsider, albeit, at current black culture, right? From the athletes to the rap music to the music, I don't see the nuclear family elevated, nor is it an internal black cultural expectation. Now,
wow, see, that was tough. See, exactly. It's not being elevated. It's not being celebrated when you have, marriage, the father's in place, and good family values, so on and so forth. That's not getting talked about in the rap songs and by these athletes and so on and so forth. And when you look at most of these athletes, Lamar Jackson, who is overseer? Him mama. When you look at most of these athletes, who else? LeBron James, crackhead mama. And so they was fortunate. I mean, there's so many. It's so many of them. So many. From the rappers to the actors to the athletes in the black culture, to where they get up there. I want to thank God. I want to thank my mama. Nigga, did you not have a daddy? I want to thank my mama. Hey, dear mama, you was a black queen mama, even though you was a crack fiend mama.
Ain't a woman alive that could take my mama's place.
See, and that's what I was like. Me and Pac, we went. I'm like, damn, your mama was a crackhead, cuz. I'm like, not my mama. But yeah, man, I was raised by a single mother. My brother, he was raised by a single. We didn't have the same daddy. He was raised by a single mama too. You by the same single mama. Where your daddy at, brother? I don't know. Where your daddy at? I don't know. Shit. Them niggas brothers? Who knows? They gone. They left together. They Where the fuck they go? Who knows? One in jail. My pops was in jail all the time. He was a prison nigga. You know, he was a convict. You know, so yeah. And when he got out, you know, I didn't know that at the time growing up, but he was in and out. He was in and out penitentiary. Oh man, so that's what we got. We got too many of that. We got too much of that going on, and we glorify the single mama raised me and pops wasn't around, like, you know, and now instead of, you know, ridiculing that, like we should be smashing on that. But
we'll ask some of the white individuals here in this audience, okay? If you guys got pregnant and all of a sudden you didn't even know who the father was who was around, how would your parents react? Not great, right? Yes. Unfortunately, in Black America, this is kind of accepted. Would you agree?
I can't say. I grew up around a lot of white people, so I can't
All right,
say.
okay.
Like,
well, so, but it is a fact that
you're like a lot of my friends I grew up with, but I'm up here talking this black shit. Hey, what the fuck is this young man talking about? He up here post-fagging, right? He got his purple shit on. Who knows what that means? Like he from Grape Street Watts or something. Yeah, I grew up a lot around. Hey, but I'm just out here race baiting. I grew up a lot around white friends, and they had dads. So I had dads. My dad's actually white. My mom's black. But
I know something about you. Clarence lives at home with both parents, and Clarence's parents have a real good marriage.
Yeah, man, this dude, he just exposed himself. Oh, I grew up a lot around. I grew up good. This is what's so crazy too, but this goes back to what you was just saying, Pete, about, see, they know they've been fed this bullshit and they've been hypnotized, and it's like, yeah, they in a trance on some, we got to be victim, because that's what whoever the black side, because he's a mixed kid. He's half and half. And so whoever the black side of his family, which is probably his mama, daddy probably white, and mama's running the fucking show in the household. You can tell. If I was a gambling man, that's what I would bet on that one. That black mama running the household, and she plays victim, and dad is like, yeah, Black Lives Matter. and he trying to. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry. It goes so much deeper. Listen. You know, this started with Black America, and it's now spread to black men, and now spread to white men. Okay, what am I talking about? The emasculation of black men. It runs really deep. It is a real thing. If you notice, look at Hollywood. Dave Chappelle spoke about it. Other black actors have spoken about it. They love putting black men in a dress. Okay, Chappelle said, "Fuck you." Okay, but Wesley Snipes, Tyler Perry, many others have said yes. Okay, one of their goals was to emasculate the black man and make the woman more masculine. If you notice, and I think anyone black would agree, or most people would agree, that in the black community, at least, if we stay, on the black community, the genders seem to almost have reversed. The women have become hyper masculine in a lot of cases. The men have become, hyper effeminate in a lot of cases. And this was one of the goals. And once they achieved that, they moved on to the emasculation of other men, all other men. Okay. Which is why, for example, some schools now, believe it or not, they introduced a lot more pink, things that people don't even know about, because they said, it's too masculine. They got boys, acting like girls. They don't want boys doing horseplay anymore. We saw Gillette put out a commercial about toxic masculinity. Remember, toxic masculinity, toxic. These are all leftist labels. Okay, these are all leftist labels. So it's a sin to be a man anymore. It's a sin. You can't have a man cave anymore. That shit is misogynistic. Okay, you can't have locker room talking among guys. That's toxic masculinity. So you emasculate. When you do that, what you do is you take each gender out of their element, out of their comfort zone, out of their biological leanings, away from their biological leanings. And what happens? Inevitably, the genders start warring with each other. They get at each other's necks. You do that also with different races, black and white. Okay, when you preach victimhood, another thing that you do is that you keep the black race down, because it's like telling somebody, you know what, Trump won the election, don't even bother going out to vote. He's got it in the bag. That's why when you have an election, they say, don't, even if we're winning, don't say that, because it keeps people from going to the polls, because a lot of people say, why the fuck am I going to vote? He already won it, whether I'm for him or not. Same thing. I'm using that analogy because it makes a lot of black people feel like, why the fuck should I try? Systemic racism, everything is against me, no matter what I do, blah, blah, blah. Everything is just going to go against me. And that's the mindset that they want to propagate. Okay? It started, Charlie Kirk said, it started, and you said it too, when they started subsidizing black women. They love for black women to say, I don't need no man. That's music to their ears.
Right. Yeah.
Because it aligns with what they're doing.
Yeah, let's go.
It's accepted, right? So that's the problem. The problem is that it's a cultural norm that has then turned into the cycle of poverty. The cycle of poverty can break very quickly if fathers stayed with the women they impregnate.
But most of these fathers aren't just leaving. A large majority of these fathers are ending up in prison. Like, this is
good point. Why do you go to prison?
Because you commit crimes. But the prison system has.
Oh yeah. You just don't go to prison because you're black, okay? and listen, I don't know if you get into that, but yeah, man, the women, a lot of black women, they think they men. A lot of them, they want to wear the pants. They want to be argumentative. All of that type of stuff. The reason why me and my wife, we work, because she trusts what I say. She trusts me being the man of the situation, of our household, our family, our relationship. She trusts if I say the sky is purple, she ain't gonna even look out the fucking blinds. You understand that? See, it's just like she just trusts what I say, because I never started wrong. I got good credit, goddammit. She would never be at a point in time and say, man, you did make a bad call and we ended up in a fucked up situation and a bad bind and now I got to question you. Nope. My credit is fucking great. So when I tell my lady we going left, she's fucking putting on her blinker to turn left, goddammit. Even if her GPS said we should go right.
But you see, that's a problem. That's a problem. If you look at Monica's comment, that is spot on. And in the chat, Nay said, my man leads as he should. A lot of women would have a problem with that comment because, for example, if a woman says, you know what, I'm submissive to my man, the word submissive is triggering to a lot of women because they view it as subservient, as less than, as inferior. They don't understand the harsh truth is this, and this is for the men and the ladies, and a lot of you might not like this. That shit about 50-50 relationships, that shit is a fucking myth. There is no 50-50. In every relationship, just like in any job, any company, you have a leader. When you watch NFL, you don't see two quarterbacks on the field at the same time. You watch basketball, you don't see two point guards on the court at the same time. You don't see two head coaches at the same time. Okay, there's a reason for that. Somebody always has to lead. But society, the society that they have created is that, you know what? Fuck that. Contest everything. Just like I said, to keep people at each other's throats. And I'll tell you something, one more thing, Pope. That's why you see divorce courts and family courts are heavily leaned towards women because it's part of the subsidizing. You know what? You not happy? File for fucking divorce. He didn't put the toilet seat down. File for fucking divorce. You'll be all right. We'll take care of you. So they keep promoting, like Monica Malone said, they keep promoting infidelity, divorce, this OnlyFans culture, this culture of depravity. Okay, it's multifaceted, but it's part of a very large agenda.
Righteous.
Been targeted against minorities.
Again, we're not going to agree here, and that's okay.
Yeah,
there's actually under enforcement of the laws when it comes.
You hear that, people? You Charlie Kirk haters. We're not going to agree here, and that's okay. It's okay.
Where there's, for example, only half of murders in Chicago get solved.
Right, but are
that
they all black people though?
Almost all of them, yeah. Like 80,
well,
80.
if they're not solved, how do we know that they're black people?
Well,
That nigga
because
funny. Charlie funny said, well, almost all of them, yeah. Go back, Charlie.
yeah, like 80,
Well,
80.
if they're not solved, how do we know that they're black people?
Well, because it's a black victim in a black neighborhood by a black gang. So it's like you can assume at a great approximation that in the west side of Chicago,
50% of the murders in Chicago that go unsolved.
That right there. That if so, let's just say that people heard a clip of just that right there. Somebody just clipped that part out where he say, "Yeah, it's black people. Yeah, it's man. Come on, committing a crime. Yeah, they take that. Oh, he's a racist. Look, see, he's a racist. He hates black people. He thinks he's better than black people. He thinks black people are beneath him. He thinks they're all committing crimes."
That's another thing, Pope, that people need to get away from is using the not all defense. It's a deflection, and usually people who use that just hate accountability. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not all blacks. It's not all women. Of course it's not all. It's like if I say to you, you know, women love to do this. Women shouldn't get triggered because if I asked any woman, do you, if I told, let's say you were a woman and I asked you, do you believe that I've spoken to every woman on the face of the earth? The answer is going to be no, of course not. That's next to impossible. So then why would you assume that I'm talking about all women when you yourself admit that you believe that I haven't spoken to all women? So you have no reason to assume that a statement I make encompasses all women. So we gotta get away from that because, you know, it's just a deflecting from the topic at hand.
Right.
All black people.
not all. No, I said 85%. But we don't know who the perp is. But again, if you have a black victim at 2 a.m. in a black neighborhood, it's reasonable to say that it was a black on black crime. 90% of murders after 2 a.m. in Chicago are black on black crimes. I'm from Chicago. Right. I happen to know it.
So,
right.
If you are sleeping in a position like this, you are wrecking.
That's how I sleep. What you mean? Hold on. Let me hear that. What? Say it again.
Repeatedly misaligned during sleep, creating tension and inflammation that prevents proper muscle recovery and healing. While it may only result in morning stiffness, the hidden dangers are far greater than you think. Over 54 million Americans suffer from chronic neck pain, but only 20% address the root cause.
All right, shut up. I sleep good.
But like half of all murders in Chicago are unsolved, which that means half of all murderers are walking free. So we have an under enforcement of laws. We have the ladies here in this audience should know this. You know that there's over 600,000 rape kits in this country that have not even been opened or tested, which means that there are women who say that they've been raped and their kits are not even put in the system. There are probably hundreds of thousands of rapists that walk free in this country.
Yeah, no, our system is
no. What I'm saying, though, that's an under enforcement of laws, though.
Yeah, because our system is terrible.
No, I know, but you said we have an over enforcement. I don't think we have enough people in jail.
You don't think we have enough people?
No, like I said, half of all murderers walk free. We don't even know who they are.
Okay, but I sure, whatever. But I'm talking, I don't think that I don't think that black people are as more than 50% of exonerations from prison are black people. Like a black person is more likely than any other race to be tried for a crime that they did not commit and then to be released from prison for a crime that they did not commit.
That's not totally true. Let's pretend that it is. It's because they're in front of the justice system more because of the high crime. But let's try to find some agreement.
I'm talking percentages of exonerations. Like
it's because they're in the system more though. It's because you have more cases. But anyway, let's pretend that's true. Let's pretend the system's totally racist.
Actually, there's more white people in the system because white people make up
no, for sure.
So you're just incorrect there, right? Like you're doing to me.
But they don't commit as many crimes.
Okay, so let's be cordial. Let's be cordial.
You're not being solicited.
He said, so you're incorrect there. And then he said, let's be cordial. Boy, you confused. Boy, you about as smart as a box of rocks. You understand me?
Calm down a little bit, okay?
You're not being.
Am I being sweet to this guy?
You're sweet, Charlie. But you're being sweetheart to this
Let me
guy,
ask you
Charlie.
one question in closing.
Right, his fucking neck off.
If you could say to Black America, here is more money, more stuff, more housing, or more fathers, which one would you choose?
More funding. I don't think because fathers
want to get to the back. Let me get to the bag. What the bag look like?
I think that you need to solve the problem from the bottom. I don't think you can just plant a bunch of fathers in and they're going to stay there. Like you said, they're just going to like in the culture. It's not part of the culture. So they would just leave.
It's a hypothetical, meaning if the fathers were to...
Man, fathers is so important in every aspect. When I found out I moved to Oklahoma and I almost hit deers and shit like that, and I found out all the deers that usually get hit are the Bambis, the girls, the female deers, because the male deers and the kids, they sit behind on the side of the road, and they make baby girl. He make wifey go out there and risk it all. Make sure the roads is clear, and if you get caught with your in the headlights, we know it's not smooth to go out there yet. And daddy and the kids is safe, and moms, we gonna replace you with another bitch. But thank you for your services, and you're out of here. But you go check it out.
Correct.
You go cross the road first. And I found that out. I said, oh, that's some gangster shit. I loved it.
Stay.
Where to stay?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure. If I just knew for 100% fact that they were going to stay.
No,
sure.
we have agreement. So during the BLM stuff 4 years ago, did we hear anything from the national BLM leaders or anybody about black dads staying around with women they impregnate? Did anyone mention that?
No.
Why? It's the fundamental issue.
Little nigga had a lot to say until then. What Charlie should have said, hey, bro, I see you're a half breed. Is your dad, who's the black parent?
The fundamental issue is if you have a father around, less likely to commit crimes, more likely to graduate high school, more likely to get a job, less likely to be in poverty.
How do we get there? Like, this is what I'm like, how do we get there?
Well, the first of which is you must raise the standard of expectation, both internally and externally in the black community, that we're not going to put up with men, because we're both men, fleeing the women that they impregnate. Yeah. That we will say to men that flee the women that they impregnate, you're a loser. Yeah. We're not going to tolerate you. We're not going to be friends with you.
Charlie, I got to disagree right here, Charlie. But I it's okay. And it's okay because you don't understand, because you're an outsider in this situation. But why men, us black men, for the most part, we all want to be there, pioneers for our kids. And nowadays, I would say it's much better than it was before. But I've witnessed so many black women, even if you leave them, because all relationships don't work out all the time. So you're not going to just be like, even for no race, everybody's just with the woman that they had a baby with. No. Usually, though, with other races, it seems to be a more of a what do you call it when you two different houses co-parenting. Usually, the co-parenting dynamic is a lot better in different races when the breakup happens. In a black race, when the breakup happens, again, that's the power that black women feel they have over that man is his fucking kids. And when the court system says, yeah, you the woman, you get to keep them and all of that shit for the majority, and nigga, you got to go on visits or you got to have supervised visits or whatever the case may be. But that woman, that black women, that's how they dangle their kids over the baby daddy's head, the black father's heads, saying, you can't get your kids. I've been blocked from two different black baby mamas I got. Been blocked, changed number, and not for nothing crazy. Like, they take the love away from the kid. They take the teachings that a father can give them away from the kid and all of that, because now they feel like they got power. They can control this situation, and they can hurt you, and by you not allowing you to be the father to your fucking kids. That's the problem, Charlie. You didn't know that one, though, Charlie. I got you.
And the same way they program the kids. I'm sorry. I just wanted to tell you.
Go ahead.
You're right. Pete. Just to piggyback, this is what I was saying about the courts. And this is also, number one, why a lot of lawmakers are frowning on and oppose mandatory paternity testing. They actually encourage paternity fraud, number one. Number two, the same way a lot of mothers who have custody, primary custody, turn the kids against the father, try to even make him hate the father. It's the same way a lot of the time they raise them to hate everyone, not black. You know what I mean? Like, the victim mentality. I'm telling you, man, it runs deep. That's why a lot of these kids grow up and they just have a hateful attitude towards anyone who doesn't look like them, because it starts in the whole. It's like Denzel said. Just one more thing with it. Denzel Washington said it best, man, in an interview on this topic. He said, "You know what? Where's the father? You know, by the time the system gets involved, the damage is already done." So he said, what he said was, you can't blame the system, okay, because they were trying to bait him into say, yeah, systemic racism. He said, no. You can't blame this. By the time the system gets involved, the damage is already done. It starts at home with the way we're raising our kids. That's all I want to say.
Nice, Pete. Appreciate it.
And you just run away from them.
Most definitely.
Do we do that right now?
I don't think all men do. I think this is very common. What's the word I'm looking? I think this is very common in just masculine culture in general. Is that men won't do that too?
I actually think it's the opposite of masculine culture. I think it's not feminine. It's something else. No. Just fleeing from the difficult.
Well, no, but I'm saying.
Hey, Charlie. I told you we disagree though. Now, and that's all right though, Charlie. I know you don't understand that part, but I hope you do now. Lace this booth. Yeah, it's more so the black woman. The black woman, really, to be all the way frank with you, black women are the problem with the black community. I'm gonna say it again. Black women is the fucking problem. They the main culprit. They're the main issue in the black community. Pete, you want any last words so we get up out of here?
I just want to say that was a very telling video, man. Anybody who hasn't, again, no matter what your political leanings are, don't view it in terms of politics. No matter who you are, if you're not familiar with Charlie Kirk, you know what? Go watch some of his videos, because there's a lot of misinformation out there right now. And what a lot of you need to understand is when they saw they couldn't get to the Pope, they couldn't get to Pete, they couldn't get to Jerry, to Ken, to Philip, to Monica Malone, they couldn't get to the adults anymore. We're not falling for your bullshit anymore. That's when they started going after the kids. Okay, take your kids to drag shows. You know what? Give your kids puberty blockers. You can't think about this. You cannot vote until you're 18. You cannot drink until you're 21. You cannot drive until you're 18. But according to one side, you can change your gender when you're 3, 4, 5 years old. You can make that decision. Just let that sink in, folks. Let it marinate. Okay.
Yes,
so
indeed.
When they saw that we weren't falling for the bullshit anymore, they said, you know what? We got to start with the kids. Let's get the next generation. And one of the reasons that Charlie Kirk was very hated by a lot of people is because he got the youth vote out in numbers they had never seen before. This is a generation like this kid that he was just talking to in the video Pope just showed. This is a generation that was being forgotten. And he got them out to vote in record numbers. You can't have that. You can't have that. They want this generation brainwashed and corrupted. Okay, they don't want kids being free thinkers. They want them brainwashed. Okay, and so that's one of the reasons why he was hated. But I recommend to everyone, watch his videos. You'll see that a lot of the rhetoric against him, in my opinion at least, you can form your own, in my opinion, is misplaced. I think Pope would agree.
Nice. Shout out to Pete for rocking with us, man, the whole time on the platform today. Jerry, shout out to you, man. 100 in the building, blessing the channel the way you do, always supporting the channel the way you do, even if sometimes, because we rarely ever disagree, me and Jerry, on a lot of different things. But I think on the Unrivaled thing, we might disagree, and that's okay. But he says, keep it at 100. People never go far enough. The entire agenda is satanic and has been around since time began. Every topic is distraction from reality. But we won't wake up unless we actively are seeking truth, and deception is all around. Most definitely. We're going to end the show with that. That was tough. Appreciate the good words. and the good knowledge that you brought, Pete. Come back up.
My pleasure.
Another time when we had this pop off like this, sometimes I will. When I really don't have nowhere to go, I like to get my energy from. So you and Tina coming through kind of made this show happen today. Because I didn't really even know. I knew I wanted to talk about the Natasha Cloud and Charlie Kirk, but with the fever, I don't watch them heifers no more. So I don't even know what the fuck going on with them. But so y'all help me out. Appreciate it. And I'll see y'all next time, man. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Peace and love. I'm out.
Thanks a lot, Poe. Have a wonderful